QDN E-News, Acknowledgement of Country. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet. We pay our respects to the elders, past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to play within the community. Acknowledgement for People with Disability by Queenslanders with Disability Network, LTD. QDN also acknowledges people with disability who have come before us and died in institutional settings, as well as those who are still trapped in institutions or silenced by institutional practices. We take on the responsibilities of being clear about the rights of all people with disability and, where necessary, speak in an informed and considered manner for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Hello and welcome to the final edition of QDN's e-News for 2023. I'm Michelle Moss, CEO of QDN. As we approach the end of this year, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to each and every one of our members. Your dedication, resilience and support have truly made 2023 a fantastic year for QDN. Together we've faced uncertainties, celebrated triumphs and made progress towards a more inclusive Queensland. We truly appreciate the unwavering commitment of our members throughout this year. Now let's get to the e-News. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who joined us for 2023 Disability Action Week webinar. It was a fantastic session filled with incredible insights from some incredible speakers. We had the honour of hearing from guest speakers Minister Craig Crawford and Minister Di Farmer and Urbis Director Julie Saunders. They shared how the skills of people with disability are driving commercial success, both as business owners and employees. And we got a glimpse into what's possible around employment for the Olympic and Paralympic Games in Brisbane 2032. Our webinar also featured an informative panel discussion with Robert Chandler and Madison Ward from the Australian Defence Force and Endeavour Partnership, Jeff Smith from Australian Spatial Analytics, and Donna Toussaint from Thinking of You Gift. If you weren't able to attend or would like to watch the webinar again, we've uploaded a recording onto YouTube and there is a link below. During Disability Action Week, Minister Crawford also launched a series of videos featuring people with disability who have started their own micro-business at Parliament House. The videos promote the opportunities that owning and operating a micro-business can create for people with disability and show how each person's micro-business has created choice and given them work and employment as small business owner. As part of these resources, there are also information sheets about the benefits of starting a micro business and some tips about where to start and where to find out more information. You can check out these resources down below. The NDIS review report has been released. This is an important time for people with disability, families and carers, as well as the sector. QDN, in partnership with the Department of Child Safety, Seniors and Disability Services, held a webinar on Friday the 15th to give a high-level overview of what the report says. We know that on Wednesday the 6th of December, National Cabinet reached an agreement for Commonwealth and state and territories to work together to implement legislative and other changes to the NDIS to improve the experience of participants and restore the original intent of scheme to support people with permanent and significant disability, and how this happens within a broader ecosystem of supports. We are very pleased to see that foundational supports are identified, especially for people who aren't eligible for the NDIS, and the very important role of peer support within this. Co-design with people with disability will be key, and it will be important to help shape these reforms going forward. QDN is working to bring together information for members, and we will be engaging more with members in the new year around the review and our feedback and position on key issues and reforms. And again, more information is below. Moving on now, I'd also like to share some important COVID updates. Last month, the TARGI identified additional vaccine options. However, dose and eligibility requirements have not changed. You can find full details on their COVID-19 booster vaccine advice webpage, and more information is below. Australia has now adopted a similar approach to managing COVID-19 as it does with other commonly occurring infectious diseases. Health Direct is the best place for people living in Australia to look for COVID-19 health advice. Their website has general information on a variety of topics such as testing, isolation, long COVID and recovery, and we've included a link below. Remember, if you feel unwell or need COVID-19 advice for yourself or someone in your care, talk to your doctor or speak to a nurse by calling the Health Direct helpline on 1800 022 222. I'm pleased to share that QDN has just delivered our final Disability Royal Commission Member Forum, which has been a series of 3 forums that covered housing, health and employment. I'd like to thank all our members who participated in these forums, and your feedback and your insights are really invaluable. The next steps will be to provide a report back to the Department of Child Safety, Seniors and Disability Services, and also to our members about what we heard in the forums. This will help inform Queensland Government's response to the Disability Royal Commission recommendations. And of course, QDN will also be submitting feedback on the recommendations as part of the Department of Social Services consultation process. I'd like to encourage QDN members to share your views on the recommendations made by the Disability Royal Commission in its final report. The Australian Government, through Department of Social Services, is also seeking feedback, and they have launched a questionnaire that you can complete online or via post. And this will inform the Commonwealth Government's response to the Disability Royal Commission final report. If you'd like support with completing the questionnaire, please contact us. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you again for all your commitment and hard work over 2023. It certainly has been a big year for the disability community, and we know that 2024 will be a time of informing and driving action, and making sure people with disability are front and centre and at the table. I hope you all have a happy and safe holiday period, and QDN's team is looking forward to working with everybody in 2024. If you have any questions about what we've covered, please get in touch with us on 1300 363 783 or email qdn@qdn.org.au. Thank you.
QDN, Queenslanders with Disability Network. Nothing about us without us.